Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make a 2-tier stacked cookie cake. So I've used a chocolate chip cookie recipe for this tutorial and I'm creaming together my butter and my shortening. Shortening just helps make a much softer cookie so it's nice and chewy. After you let it beat on medium speed until it's nice and incorporated, make sure to scrape down the sides of your bowl and then add in your brown sugar and your caster sugar and beat that on medium speed until it's nice and fluffy. Now I have the ingredient amounts for this in the description box below. Here I've added in some yellow gel food colour. You don't have to add any in. I added in just for the aesthetic purposes. I think it would contrast nicer with the flowers. Add in your eggs and beat them in until they're just incorporated, or until they're well incorporated, and then add in your dry ingredients. Once they're just incorporated, add in your chocolate chips and fold those in. And I've used an ice cream scoop just to measure out my cookies to make sure that they're all the same size. Here's a regular sized ice cream scoop, and I've also used a much smaller one as well. And that creates the top tier cookies, so they're a lot smaller. And I space them out to give them enough room so that as they bake they can flatten out and they won't touch each other. So make sure they're further away from the edges of your tray and also a fair distance apart. Now I baked mine off at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. The larger ones took about 10 to 12 minutes, but the smaller ones didn't take more than 10. So anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes for your smaller ones. And 180 degrees Celsius is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for those of you who use Fahrenheit. Next we'll make our chocolate ganache. So I have some dark chocolate here. I've added in some heavy whipping cream, melted that in the microwave at 30-second bursts and just folded it through until it's nice and melted. Let that rest in the fridge for about half an hour and you should get this nice hard consistency of ganache. Apply some onto your cake board, add your first cookie, make sure that the cookie is facing upside down so you get the flat side facing you. And then create a bit of a swirl in the center. You don't want to cover the whole thing with the ganache, otherwise you'll be really rich and you don't want to overdo it. And then I've just created little stars, dollops around the whole edge of the cookie, still about half a centimeter in from the rim, because all of these cookies they are not the same size and the same shape. So if you did it right at the edge, you might end up missing the cookie because it could be a bit smaller than the one previously added. If you get what I mean. If you wanted your cake to look a lot more neater, then I would suggest using a shortbread cookie rather than this cookie here that you can't really control how it spreads. So, neater cookies go with the shortbread. I'm applying my next layer of cookies, the smaller ones, with a bit of ganache and just following the exact same steps. I've applied 4 cookies for each tier. And every time making sure that they're upside down. And I've off-centered the top tier to make sure that I could fit in the flour. And then at the very end adding in a little cake topper. And you're done. And that's how you make a very easy 2-tier cookie cake. These are just chocolate chip cookies made from scratch and layered with chocolate ganache. So easy to make. If you wanted to buy the cookies from the stores, from the shops, you could do that instead, save yourself some time. This particular recipe I devised that it was nice and you get that chewy, soft cookie instead of the hard one, so it's a lot easier to cut into in the end. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very easy cake decorating tutorial, and I will catch you next time. If you like the little cake toppers here, I do sell those on my website, rosiesdessertspot.com. Oh, I lost my microphone. I lost it completely.
Also, safe button has been called delete.
I've lost it!
Does it still work?
No, it still works.